car now. Let's get started.
I got eyes. Now shut up.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, Smitty. How you doing?
Can't complain. Okay, honey.
Something for the kids, Johnny. See you later. Bye.
It was 5:30 on a Friday afternoon when I got a call from Captain Gray at headquarters. An armored car was missing, apparently hijacked and swallowed up in the middle of Chicago. My name is Frank Ballinger, Detective Lieutenant, M Squad, a special detail of the Chicago Police.
Car number 32 is due at the Allied plant at 4:40 to make a pickup.
That plant handles only top-secret government contracts. What do you pick up there?
Cafeteria receipts every Friday at 4:40, usually about $30,000 for the week.
Mr. Manning, Lieutenant Ballinger.
Manning, how do you do?
How do you do?
Mr. Manning owns the Armored Car Service, Frank. Go on, Mr. Manning.
Well, the auditor at Allied phoned me about 5 o'clock and said that the car hadn't made the pickup and wanted to know why. I phoned plant security. He said that the car had gone through gate B at 4:35 and left through gate D at 4:44.
Was that on schedule?
Oh, on the button.
Mr. Manning, what about your guards? Is it possible that...
Absolutely trustworthy.
I put out an APB on number 32, Frank.
Mr. Manning, I suppose that car had been making pickups all day.
16 stops since noon. Department stores and supermarkets.
Well, how much money do you think it had picked up?
Well, we won't know until we check with those clients. Since some of the stores were closed, it may take all night to arrive at a final figure.
Well, could you give us a rough estimate? You know, how much cash?
Oh, I'd guess $200,000. They want to get it all in for the weekend.
That was Allied Plant Security. They found one of your men, a Harry Hollister.
Yeah, he's the inside man, the guard. Where'd they find him?
We were lying alongside a shed. He's in the plant hospital with a fractured skull. He's unconscious and he may not pull through. You know, it's pretty obvious, Frank, that car was hijacked inside the plant.
Yeah. What about the driver?
Nothing. Still missing.
We put a special bulletin on all radio and TV stations in the Chicago area. The entire city was alerted to watch for a gray armored car, number 32. Then I drove to the Allied plant. I wanted to talk to the chief of plant security. He could give me a list of all vehicles and persons who had entered the plant during the day. Finally, I looked up the guard who passed the armored car out of gate D. Joe Levani?
Yes, sir.
That armored truck that came out this afternoon, did you happen to see the driver?
Yes, sir.
Did you talk to him?
I said hi. That's all.
Had you ever seen him before?
I'm not sure. He wore the usual uniform, but
Do you think you could identify him?
maybe.
May I use your phone, please?
Yes, sir.
What about the guard in the back? Did you happen to take a look at him?
He was sitting on that little seat like always.
Well, do you think you could identify him?
I'm not sure. Looking at a guy through that thick glass. No, I don't think I could.
Captain Gray. Well, Captain Gray, Frank. Yeah, it looks like a two-man job, carefully planned. Probably a couple old pros. Well, how they got into the plant, nobody seems to know.
Well, have you found anybody to make an identification yet? Oh, good. I'll send a car to pick him up. I'll have the mugshots lined up by the time he gets here. All right, so it's a chance in a million. Check out the driver anyway, huh?
Okay, fine. We have some mugshots down at headquarters. You think you can get relief to come down and look at them?
I think I can work it.
Okay, fine. I'll send a car. I headed back to M Squad. Jane Barkley, wife of the missing armored car driver, was coming there at our request. Mrs. Barkley was sick with fear. I didn't blame her. The odds against finding her husband alive were growing slimmer with every passing minute.
Well, before Korea, Hal was going to college, working on the side driving a delivery truck. We were married right after he got home from Korea. When Mr. Manning offered him this job, I didn't want him to take it. But the pay was good and...
Did you bring the photograph?
Yes.
Good.
They're not very good, just some snapshots we took last summer.
Well, this one will do fine. I'll see that you get it back.
They've killed him, haven't they?
I don't see how it would be to their advantage.
But I know they have. The children, I sent them to the movies. I don't know what I'm going to tell them.
Well, until we know what actually happened, we'll just have to hope for the best.
Please, you'll do everything you can.
I guarantee you we'll do everything we can. And thank you very much for coming down. Good evening. Mr. Levani, do you recognize this man?
Sure, I know this guy.
Was he driving the armored car that left the plant today?
No, this is the regular driver. I see him every Friday.
Yet when a stranger shows up driving the armored car out of the plant, you don't even stop to ask him any questions.
I figure the regular driver's sick or something.
Oh, let's face it, Frank. An armored car going about its business on schedule. It's about as suspicious as a kid on a bicycle. Besides, it's night.
Well, even at night, if you have a hot armored car, you've got to dump it someplace and loot it.
Yeah.
Now, where would you dump it?
I'm going to dump these things in the incinerator. Shorty, it's only about 8 o'clock. Why don't we wait around a little while before we cut out, huh?
It's late enough. Nobody's on our tail.
I sure hate to leave all those coins. There must be 5 or 10 G's in just coins alone in there.
With all this loot, you're worried about nickels and dimes.
Hey, what are you going to do about that, Joker?
Better leave him there. I ain't got time to give him a funeral.
How'd we do, Shorty? How much we did? Now, look, Shorty, you gotta get that drug out of here before daylight, or I'm in a jam.
You're in a jam now, Pappy.
Shorty, you're my pal. We done time together. Do you think I'd rat on it?
Joe Levani, the gate guard from the Allied plant, finally made an identification. The man he fingered was Shorty Conlon, paroled from Stateville 8 months ago after doing 6 years on a 5 to 10 for armed robbery.
But even with the hat on, I'm pretty sure that's the guy.
Oh, Frank. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, right. Well, the parole board says Connor's been staying right in line. Apparently doesn't drink, doesn't own a car, and his only outside interest seems to be bowling.
Bowling?
Mm-hmm. Works for the Acme Garage at 4896 Garfield, and he lives in a rooming house on Indiana.
Maybe I better check the Acme Garage, huh?
It's a good idea. I'll put out an APB and send a couple of boys to his place.
I hope I fingered the right guy, Lieutenant.
So do we.
Well, thanks very much for your help, Joe. Yeah, it's Captain Gray. I want to put out an APB on a man by the name of Shorty Conlon. Conlon. Yeah, he works for the Acme Garage at 4896 Garfield. He lives in a rooming house in Indiana. Right.
I phoned the Acme Garage and learned that Shorty Conlon worked the night shift. I drove over there to question his foreman.
Shorty Conlon, you don't come on till 11.
11? That's 3 hours from now. Do you know where I can find him?
Well, if he's not home, he's probably bowling.
Oh, does he bowl a lot?
He's the captain of our team. You from the parole office? Shorty's as clean as a whistle.
No, I just wanted to talk to him. Who does he usually bowl with?
He's got a friend, Pete something or the other. They're together a lot.
Well, Pete who?
Just Pete, that's all Shorty ever calls him.
Well, was there anybody else?
There's a chick that works for the Midwest vending machines. Her office is right next door.
Midwest Vending?
Sometimes he goes bowling with her.
You know her name?
Sure. Carla Morgan.
Okay, thanks. One of your trucks serviced the coin machines at the Allied plant today?
That's right.
Well, who was the driver?
Carla Morgan.
A woman? How come?
Well, half of our service operators are women.
Of course, Miss Morgan has security clearance.
Well, not only that, before she came to work for us, she worked 3 years in the Allied plant.
Is it all right if you use your phone?
Help yourself.
You wouldn't happen to have her phone number, would you?
Whitehall 48598.
Thanks. Charlie Morgan, please. I'm sorry. You wouldn't happen to have her home address?
4908 Halstead, apartment 5C.
What's this Carla Morgan look like?
Well, she's blonde, about 25, pretty, and built.
Thanks.
All right.
I called Captain Gray and told him I thought I knew how the burglars gained access to the Allied plant. He sent a prowl car to stake out Carla Morgan's apartment and have her picked up if she tried to leave. I asked the captain to meet me there. Police, Miss Morgan.
Yes?
We'd like to talk to you.
What about?
May we come in?
How do I know you're police? Okay. Come on in. If I'd known you were coming, I'd have baked a cake.
Miss Morgan, where's Shorty Conlon?
Who?
Shorty Conlon.
I don't know anyone named Conlon.
We happen to know, Miss Morgan, you're very well acquainted with him.
I'm well acquainted with a lot of guys. Did you say Conlon?
Yeah, we said Shorty Conlon.
You mean that grease monkey who works over at Acme Garage?
That's right, Shorty Conlon.
Oh, him, yeah. I met him a few times, brushed off a few passes. Then I found out he was an ex-con, and I've been giving him a miss.
And that's all you want to tell us?
Look, what's this all about?
When did you see Conlon last, Miss Morgan?
Maybe 2 weeks ago.
Did you go bowling together 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that's right.
And you like to bowl?
It's a way to kill time.
Where do you usually bowl?
North State Alleys.
Well, that's way over on the north side. It would take you an hour to get there.
So it takes 2 hours. I like the alleys.
Is that where you're going tonight?
If you have no objections.
None whatsoever. Have fun.
I usually do. You might tell me what this is about.
Oh, just a routine check.
Think nothing of it.
Thank you, Miss Morgan. She's going to probably meet Colin at some bowling alley. She's going to phone him to try to warn him.
Hello, Mid-City Bowling Center. Hello. Hello.
Mid-City Bowling?
Oh, shut up, you dirty copper.
Take it easy. Come on.
Let go of me. Where's your warrant? You can't arrest me.
All right, let's go.
You're hurting me. Let go of me.
We turned Carla Morgan over to our boys and stakeout at her apartment. They took her downtown and booked her for armed robbery and suspicion of murder. Captain Gray and I hurried over to the Mid-City Bowling Center. We had no positive assurance we'd find Conlon there, but Captain Gray took no chances. He radioed for help, just in case. don't you have these men cover the exits? I'll hit the inside.
Take it easy,
Right.
Frank. Be smart. What's that parking lot, huh?
Pardon me, have you seen Shorty Collin around?
Who?
Shorty Collin, the cap in the Acme Garage, Bowlington.
Oh, yes, those guys. They came in a while ago. Aren't they on the floor?
I didn't see them.
Oh, well, maybe you'll find them in the locker room.
Well, thank you.
I don't like it, Shorty. We ought to be moving.
Oh, no. That'd be the worst thing in the world we can do. Look, we got to go on just like usual. That way we don't attract any attention. Get it? Huh?
Collin,
What?
where's that armored car?
What?
Where's that armored car and the driver?
Look, Copper, what's all this jazz about an armored car? I come here to bowl, and I'm going to bowl. And no fuzz is going to stop me.
Where's the armored car? Well, what about the driver?
Higgins.
Where is the armored car?
Higgins lumber, yeah.
Where's that?
Harry, get out.
Get an ambulance for this man.
The Higgins Lumber Company was clear across town. It would take time to get there, and time was the one thing we didn't have much of. The wounded hood had told us they left Barkley, the armored car driver, at the yard. If Barkley was still alive, the difference of a few seconds could decide whether he stayed that way or not. Here comes the ambulance. Hold on, fella. You'll make it. Just try to take it easy now. Al Barkley was well enough to drive an armored car around Chicago again within 2 months. Shorty Collin and Pete Greco saved the state the cost of a trial. Collin died on the way to the hospital, Greco the following day. Carla Morgan's not bowling these days. They don't have any alleys at Joliet.